Your Nepenthes finally became adults and you got a flower. You went the extra mile to collect this pollen and now you need to send it to the owner of a female plant. But how do you prepare this pollen before the shipping and during the shipping to make sure it don't spoil and mold and you don't have anything? So today we'll talk about how to prep the pollen that you collected and how to ship it. So coming up. Hi, my name is Remy and I love Nepenthes. So before collecting the pollen, preparing the pollen, shipping the pollen, what you want is to disinfect your hands and your tools. You need really to be careful to make sure no bacteria go inside this pollen. If it happens, the pollen may spoil, what you don't want. So now let's see how you prepare this pollen. So first, here is all the flowers I got on this massive flower stock. That was really impressive. It took more than a month to really cut each flower when it was ready only. So now it's time to count, just not useful, but curiosity. So each pack is 5, so we will have 25 here. So 2 is 50. So 100, 150, 200, and 23. So obviously the first I cut was totally dry, as you see, but the last one is still kind of fresh. You see the tube here? There is still some humidity inside, so that's the last one. And don't rush it, only cut the flowers when they are ready. Very impressive, and some species will have less flower, obviously. It really depends on the species, but this bouquet was impressive. 223 flower give around this amount of pollen. It's not a lot. If I was to put that in a cube, it would be less than a quarter of an inch. As you already know on my previous video, you use cooking paper, so the pollen don't really get attached too easily to the paper. And common sense, work in a place where there is no airflow, try to breathe gently, don't sneeze. It will just blow the whole thing, so you really want to be gentle here. So now the first step would be to dry the pollen. So usually we use silica gel. I bought some new, but usually you find that in every new box of a new product, like electronic, shoes, etc. You will also need a new paper box. Use the same cooking paper, that's the best way to do it. So after that, you need to put that inside a closed box, something that you can seal, like this sauce disposable box. So as you see, it's too big, so... Okay, now that should fit. It's smaller. Yeah, perfect. There is plenty of space to put the silica gel. So I personally opened the small bag just to have directly the gel. And because that costs almost nothing, I tend to put 2 just to have the more, I don't know, dryness maybe, or it's dry faster. And sometimes there is some that are stuck in it. Come on, come. Okay, this one I tried to escape. Let's put it back here, and we will put the small paper box. So that's how the pollen will be dried. Then you do your best to really put the pollen. Maybe I should have put the pollen inside the box before, but yeah, you brush. There is always a lot of pollen that you almost no see. It's static on the paper or whatever. So brush all you can, get the maximum you can, I mean, and that's it. If there is a little bit left, it's no big deal. So after that, you need to close the box to make sure all the humidity inside the box disappear in the gel, and you will wait, I don't know, something like 2 days, just to make sure all the humidity is gone. So 2 days later, you open the box. The pollen didn't change, visually speaking, I mean. No change at all. Even the gel was good, still good. So my guess is the pollen was already not really humid on my windowsill. So that's all the good pollen I will send. I will ship that in 2 different places just to maximize the chance to get some seeds, and we will see. So personally, I used folded paper for that. The brush was retaining a lot of pollen, but maybe that will be the same. And the pollen is dry, like a powder, so that's good. And there is always some pollen that don't want to come, that sticks, so make sure you collect everything, even the folded paper. You see, it's yellow or orange, it really depends on the light. So you want even that to come, because why don't you? Yeah, it looks good. Good enough. So after that, nothing really complex. You just fold, try to keep in the center the pollen, and this way it should not be able to go anywhere. It's really stuck from all angles. See? Totally flat, perfect. And then to make sure the humidity don't come back, put that in a Ziploc bag, and that should totally prevent the pollen to turn wrong. I mean, it was already dried inside the bag. It will be also sealed. If you really want to go the extra mile, you can still put some silica gel in it. And try to to empty all the air inside the bag and seal it properly, so there is nothing in this bag. It's totally flat and perfect. If you want to know how to collect Nepenthes pollen, here is a video for you. Please like and subscribe, it's always helping, and if you have a question, feel free to shoot in the comments. Until next time, happy growing!